welcome to Honest Car Reviews. My name is Eric and this is the new Honda E. It is the definition of a small city car. Small, agile, peppy and heaps of character. To explain to others how small it actually is, I often compare the new Honda E with the Volkswagen Polo. And the Polo is a very small car, but the Honda E is actually even smaller than that. It is in the same size as the new Mini Electric, so you can say that Honda has a clear-cut competition. And as always, I will speak about the exterior and the design. Honda claims that they didn't purposely design this in a retro-futuristic way. Well, I think that's a lie, because just look at it. It kind of reminds me of the Mr. Bean car. Maybe because this car is yellow. Yeah, it is yellow, not green. But when it's dark, it looks kind of green. But if you look at the rear, it kind of looks like a 1970s Honda Civic. So I definitely think that it has some old school design elements in it. Speaking further about the exterior design, the front is very simple as well as the rear, because electric cars have no front grille and no intake, because they have no engine to cool, at least not in the old-fashioned sense. And speaking of the exterior, the front and rear is very simple, because you only have this black barge and circular LED lights. Nothing else, but it just makes the car pop, because a lot of car manufacturers as of now use angles and sharp lines, and the Honda E is completely against that. And that really makes it pop, and with this yellow color, it really makes people look at it. So if you look at the rear, it is kinda the same story as in the front, with this very simple horizontal black part with circular LED lights. And I really like it. It is very contemporary, but done in such a nice way that it looks like nothing on the road. And because it is so low compared to cars nowadays, which are crossovers and things like that, it goes against the stream of cars today. And one thing that I also found out today was that the car is fitted with Michelin Pilot Sport 4 tires. These are kind of sticky tires, but I'll speak more about how the car handles and everything like that. The tires are actually a part what makes this car so fun. But from the exterior you can see that it is a small car. It is evidently small. So it seems that there has been some priorities, and the priority are leg space and creature comfort, not luggage space. But you have two charging cables here. The standard, at least in Sweden, 2-plug, which you just mount in your household. And you have the Type 2 charging cable. And with the standard socket mounted in your home, it takes 18 hours to charge to 100%. Yeah, 18 hours. With the Type 2 and wall-mounted charging box, it takes 4 hours to charge to 100%. And if you have the CCS or fast charging cable, it takes 30 minutes to charge to 80%. And I've tested that and it works as Honda claims. But if you need any more space, you can undo these two lines. A bit fiddly because of the way that I have designed these mounts. Unhook and latch this one and fold down the whole rear seating arrangement, and you can store almost everything. So it seems that the Honda E is very modular. As you've seen, because this is two-tone, dark and beige or white, and when I undo this view cover, it gets dark. Or stained at least. Important to note. And also because these needs to be hatched, like here I did miss to latch it. It means that if I break, the whole thing can come up and disturb your rear view. As always, I also test the rear passenger comfort, and the latch is mounted here, which is quite interesting. Interesting choice of fabric as well. It's very soft, but I'm 187 and this is very uncomfortable. I can't have my seats in the middle, I have to have them to the sides. Okay, foot space, but the knees are too high up and it is cramped. So the small amount of luggage space doesn't correlate to a good amount of rear passenger space. The rims are actually upgraded 17-inch rims, so they will reduce the range a bit. And also you can see these are no conventional door handles. These open up when you get close to the car or when you open up the car. And yesterday it rained and today it will also rain, and water gets here, and I don't know, but in the winter it will be interesting to see if all this water that gets here and then gets into this mechanism will freeze and make it difficult to open the door. With this car, the most interesting thing is the interior, because it is a rather interesting one. What a starting procedure! There are screens everywhere, and I mean everywhere. Some fake wood here and at center console, which is reminiscent of the Honda CR-V. But I love the new steering wheel. No piece here, so on highway driving it is nice to have your hands here and rest your underarms on your thighs to reduce the stress on your shoulders. The feel of the buttons and on the dials is very nice. And as I will start the car up, there's the sound. And sometimes when you get in the car actually starts by itself, which I thought was kind of weird in the beginning. But now I'm getting used to it, because when you get in the car you often just want to go. Here you can see the completely digitalized cockpit. So there are so few buttons now. The only buttons in the interior are those, of course, that controls the cruise control and the volume and things like that, and also the AC and climate control. And I love Honda for doing this. Very simple, and the tactile feel of the dials are spot on. And down here, I don't know if you can see, but you have an AC 230 volts, 1500 watts outlet, and a power outlet for 12 volts. USB type 2 HDMI cable. So you can plug in your HDMI cable to a computer or something like that. And you can just press the HDMI here, and it works like a regular TV screen. So you can watch film or YouTube or whatever. But remember, keep your eyes on the road. And that's something that I have found myself being a bit bad at, because navigating this infotainment system can be a bit of a fiddle in the beginning, but once you get used to it, it works like a charm. So I have my navigation here and the HDMI here. But if I want to have my navigation on this screen, I just press this button. Of course, no unit is connected right now, so I'll just remove it. Now I can go into my phone. And I can also change my navigation to this screen. Lovely to use, but this part I would like to be able to have here as well. Oh well, you can't have everything. Just to speak about the styling of the infotainment system, I think that it is fast enough, but I have tested other Hondas before, and I don't remember the Honda E having a similar infotainment system as other Hondas, and I don't know if that's good or bad, but it's something to note. It is raining right now very heavily, but it doesn't matter because I'm inside, I'm warm. Of course, you have automated windshield wipers, both front and rear. And here at the right and the left, you have the cameras instead of side view mirrors. And I was afraid that I wouldn't be able to get used to this system, because other cars that use cameras instead of side view mirrors have the cameras here. But having it here feels so much more natural. And now I'll also continue driving and speak about the specifications about the car. The car is fitted with a 154 horsepower engine. 0 to 100 km an hour is done in 8.4 seconds, which might not sound that fast. But don't remember, this is an electric engine, so torque is delivered like that. And because the car has 350 Newton meters of them, the car is actually very peppy. It really accelerates and goes. It is properly fun to drive actually, because the power is sent to the rear wheels and you have batteries that are mounted low in the ground, so the center of gravity is very low, and it's a proper blast to chuck into corners and to hoon around a bit in. For a small car and a small electric car, that's not what you would expect. You would expect a sensible, slow car that would be good on electric consumption, but be a bit dull regarding driving enjoyment and things like that. This car has a range of 220 kilometers according to Honda, and with a public charging price of about 50 cents per kilowatt hour, that equates to about 80 cents per 10 kilometer, just in electricity bills. Yeah, that's expensive, even comparing it to a petrol or a diesel car. So this car is just meant to have a charging box at home and the possibility to charge at work, and then you're golden. I didn't have that, and that complicated things a bit. And because Sweden has quite an underdeveloped public charging system, it wasn't fun to have this car sometimes, because I experienced real range anxiety, because I can in real time see the range and the percentage going down, and that gives me some sort of anxiety and stress. And for a price of 39,000 euros, albeit you get almost every single thing you can imagine, you even have a sunroof, you have parking assist, you have rear parking camera, you have a very well engineered cruise control and lane assist, even though the lane assist is a bit temperamental, it doesn't work all the time. For 39,000 euros, I was expecting the Honda E to do more than just being a city car. But for the people that has a charging box at home, has the ability to charge at work, and want to pay a premium for style, for character, for uniqueness, this is the car for you. However, for me, I was expecting more for 39,000 euros. This is my review of the Honda E. See you next time. My name is Eric, and this is my review of the Honda E. See you next time.